What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Late Night. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel and press that like button and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. The way I would describe Late Night is if 30 Rock had its own movie version. Granted, Mindy Kaling's character is really not the exact equivalent of Liz Lemon, but this movie does borrow many similar elements from the long-running popular NBC comedy series, especially its center focus around the writer's room. I think Mindy Kaling is a hilarious comedian. Unfortunately, not all the jokes in Late Night are funny, mainly because they find themselves drowning in the story's stiff, overbaked, preachy themes of inclusion. So while there are lots for you to enjoy about Late Night in terms of comedy, the film leaves a bitter aftertaste in your mouth. Directed by Nisha Ganatra, written and produced and starring Mindy Kaling, co-starring multiple Oscar winner Emma Thompson as legendary talk show host Catherine Newberry, whose ratings are plummeting. She's been accused of being a woman who hates women, so she impulsively hires a former chemical plant worker named Molly, played by Mindy Kaling, who, being the newbie, comes in with enthusiasm considering the fact that she's a huge fan of Catherine's show ever since she could remember. Molly goes up against the writer's room's stereotypical sexism in her struggle to prove that she's not just a diversity hire. She's determined to make her idol show popular again so that the studio head would not have a reason to replace Catherine with a much younger comedian who happens to be male. If you are Mindy Kaling's fans, you will probably fall head over heels for Late Night. But if you never thought Mindy Kaling as all that, then this movie will not convert you. But you gotta give credit where credit is due, seeing that this is the first full-length feature film that Mindy has ever written. So kudos to that accomplishment. Much of Late Night will remind you of The Devil Wears Prada, especially with Emma Thompson berating Mindy Kaling, which is reminiscent of Meryl Streep berating Anne Hathaway. But this actually goes to the openly known fact out there that some talk show hosts who are lovable in front of the cameras are actually mean to their workers and subordinates. They might make you laugh on TV, but behind the scenes, they are bosses from hell. Folks like Ellen DeGeneres and Steve Harvey, for example. For the most part, Late Night keeps its tone pretty light. Some of the humor takes jabs at lack of diversity or the possible reasons behind it. The problem that I have with the whole thing is that it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Even when the story starts to venture into the romantic comedy territory, Late Night hardly offers anything new. It's tough really because you have two leads, Emma and Mindy, who are just bloody likable. And I really don't understand Emma's character, Catherine Newberry in particular, because she seems like the type of talk show host who badly wants to be a CNN pundit like Jake Tapper, covering actual topics that matter and featuring actual prominent guests instead of YouTube stars. The movie makes it seem like Catherine Newberry is the female version of Johnny Carson, right? Like she's been in this business for a long time, making people laugh every night. And yet, all she does is look down on or belittle jokes and guests that she deems unworthy. My point is, this movie does a poor job of making me believe that Catherine Newberry is this legendary, highly rewarded late night queen because she comes across as a person who would be more happy to be part of something like The View. And again, to my point earlier, Mindy's effort and objective of addressing diversity and inclusion are way too in your face. There is a subtle and profound way of conveying those issues while driving the point home. But Late Night's approach, unfortunately, is to keep hitting you in the head with it. To make things worse, there's nothing really empowering about the way through which Catherine Newberry keeps her show from getting stolen by a younger, irreverent comedian played by Ike Barinholtz. I mean, this could have been a memorable, climactic moment, but instead it settles for something that is given to. So while I commend Mindy Kaling for taking her years of working on such shows as The Office and Mindy Project and applying that experience into constructing this film, and I appreciate her bringing people's attention to the need for hiring more women of color in this industry, and I'm sure Late Night will resonate with Mindy Kaling's fans everywhere. But as a film, it will not make a dent in this year's comedy lineup.